Hello! We're back!
What's going on, buddy?
It's been so long.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I got to wear my white shirt.
I know.
It feels like we haven't done this in, I don't even know how long it's been. It's got to be, 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think 6 weeks.
Maybe more? 8 weeks?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow. Wow, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm actually quite nervous tonight.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. It's been a long time, George.
Yeah, but you're a professional now. I mean, you've wrapped up an entire season. Have you had a couple of drinks to get you warmed up?
No, I didn't. Tonight. I was on putting the kids to bed duty tonight, so there was no time for that.
Uh-oh. Oh, well, we'll have to, you know what? Hopefully we'll warm you up with our guest tonight. I can't believe that we are at the season 1 finale.
I know. We've come a long way.
It's wild.
It is wild.
Let's talk about Skinterviews season 1 and what a ride it's been. I mean, we've done 24 episodes. We've had accumulatively over 80,000 views in season 1, which is absolutely insane when I think about it. We've had 24 guests. We have season 2 is already lining up, which is, we're going to talk about season 2, which is super exciting. But I mean, who would have thought starting out this project or this little COVID experiment, I guess you could say, or isolation experiment 3 months ago, that we would be here at this point, at this stage, with so many new things in our lives.
Yeah, it's been life-changing, really, hasn't it? It's been a wonderful experience, and the people we met have just been unbelievable. Like, I knew we had amazing personalities in this industry, but getting to know them even more, it's wow, isn't it, really, George?
It's been incredible. We've learned about doctors who peed their pants.
Yep.
I mean, if that doesn't make you human in my books, I don't know what it is. We've got karaoke stars.
Yep.
We've had celebrity doctors. We've gone from East Coast to West Coast, from North to South. I mean, in 24 episodes, we've covered 2 countries right across the board.
We have. And the best thing is, George, you know some of the guests that we've got lined up for season 2. And
I do.
We're taking it to another level in season 2, which I can't wait for. So all you viewers out there, get ready for season 2 sometime in September. Follow us on all our social media platforms, because it's going to be a riot.
It's going to be really, really good. We've got an awesome show lined up for everybody tonight. I want to start before we get too deep into the show. And, you know, as time goes by through live shows, some people log on and they log off. So I want to get a massive thank you out of the way and really express mine and Nathan's overall gratitude for the love and affection and all the comments and all the questions and all the outpouring of likes and the video shares that you guys have all done out there watching our Skinterviews. And it's been an incredible ride for us. We've had extreme success, which is always tough to talk about your own success because it's like tooting your own horn. But we found success out of something that we were just passionate about, to be able to get to know the industry insiders, the leaders of our industry, the doctors, the derms, the nurses, the plastics, the people that spend time in those clinics training them, whether they're educators or manufacturers or distributors. We really wanted just to be able to highlight these people and really give them a human voice, really show them in a light you would probably never see them otherwise in. And from that, we were able to establish an entire season 1, and we thought maybe that would be it. Do you remember we were talking about it, like, what are we going to do when this is over? And just when we thought it was over, we got a knock on our door, and we had an incredible team and an incredible company out of the USA and Canada that has decided to pick up season 2 and sponsor it for us so that Skinterviews can continue. That company goes by the name Fullscript, and we want to say a massive thank you to them because they have stepped up to the plate and are able to continue the success of Skinterviews so that it can go one step further. And they deserve an applause. If you're out there applauding, I want you to applaud from the couch. They deserve a follow. They deserve a like. And they are setting another example in our industry as people that are leading and shaping our industry in a very unique way. They're a supplement company, and you're going to learn more about them in season 2. But they're a supplement company where the doctor is able to prescribe the right kind of vitamins and supplementation to you. And this is a huge thing because many times if you're going to buy those things, and I know for most people, you're kind of like, I'm picking things up that I don't even know what they do or what they're for, but I just think I should take them because my neighbor told me to. Well, this changes the game. This is because your doctor has told you to and expressed the reasons why. Nathan, I know you want to say stuff about them, so I'm going to let you take on the excitement of that. But what do you have to say about Fullscript?
Well, I just think they've come to the market at the right time in regards to COVID. It's going to be an option for doctors to refer patients to the right supplements and allowing them to order from home, so they're not having to go into the pharmacies to pick up their products, which is a really safe option in the state of affairs we're living in at the moment. Right, we've just got to reduce that traffic going into stores and stay at home as much as possible until this terrible virus goes away. So I can't wait to hear more about them over season 2, and let's get started on the show tonight, shall we, George?
All right. Well, before we jump right into the show, I want to say that we are reading your comments live as they come in. Hello to Colleen Wilkinson, who says, congrats on a fab first season. Colleen, you know we love you. You know we love you and we miss you. I haven't seen you in 7 months or 8 months we're going on, and I can't wait till this is all over so we can have a visit and see each other again. We've also got Kay. Hello, Kay. She says PDO leaders. I'm not sure what she means by PDL leaders, but I adore you, Kay. I miss you, and I hope to see you soon. I know you're back at work, and when all this settles, I'm going to come visit you as well. Guys, please ask your questions. Send your comments. We see them as they come in live. We will get to every single one throughout the show. Stay on for the show for as long as you can. We've got amazing guests lined up from season 1, and we're going to recap all the exciting stuff that happened throughout the whole season. Shall we get right into the first part of our show?
Let's get out to the East Coast, shall we?
Let's go.
We'll go to the East Coast and introducing Dr. Ian Landells.
Hello, Dr. Landells. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good to see you both again. I didn't wear my white shirt. I apologize.
That's okay. We couldn't have another host on the show.
My sunscreen covered skin doesn't work with white, so I got to get a bit of blue in there.
How's everything going on the East Coast there?
All is well. All is well. We're having a beautiful summer, and we're slowly getting back into things. And Newfoundland and Labrador has been amazing. It's shutting down COVID. We've had very few cases, and we're doing extremely well and hoping to stay that way.
Congratulations. I love hearing that. I'm hoping that the rest of the country can follow suit slowly. I know that even here, I'm in Toronto, and we're going slowly into phase 3 right now. I know Nathan's in Ottawa. They already went into phase 3. So hopefully we're all getting right back on track. Now, the reason we wanted you on the live show is because during your interview, you talked to me about getting screeched. And I had never heard about Screech. I mean, the only person that I knew called Screech was a character on Saved by the Bells every Saturday morning.
I'm old enough to know what you mean
now. I'm aging myself. So because of COVID, it doesn't look like I'm going to get out there anytime soon. And I want to get Screech. So can we make this happen?
That's what this is all about. Let's do it right now.
What do we do?
I'm going to get off the show so you guys can pass things.
Well, Nathan, I just have to say something. When we spoke, you called it getting sworn in.
I did.
And you asked George to be sworn in. So, frankly, I think you failed. I think you need to be screeched in again. So, another time. Okay?
Another time, definitely.
Okay, another time.
All right.
In the meantime, it's George's time to shine.
Before you screech me in for our viewers, tell me what it's all about on the East Coast getting screeched in.
So in Newfoundland and Labrador, this is a tradition for anyone who visits the province, and they have to do it once, just once, and they become an honorary Newfoundlander if they do this ceremony. Now, I'm abbreviating it. It's usually a little more prolonged, but
Okay.
it involves saying a few things, kissing a cod, usually a real cod, and then drinking some Newfoundland Screech.
You want me to kiss a fish?
Newfoundland Screech is a rum, and it's a really cool story because it's a rum that originally came from Jamaica and was brought up to Newfoundland like 150 years ago, and they got stuck here for the winter because of the weather, and they aged the rum. They left all the rum in casks, and when they picked it up again, it had taken on a whole new flavor. And so they said, this is unique. So they started bringing rum from Jamaica and aging it here. And that's Newfoundland Screech. So you have to drink a shot of Newfoundland Screech. There are lots of other variations where you have to eat Newfoundland steak, which is bologna, which I'm not forcing you to do. But we will do the kissing of the cod or a variation thereof and the drinking of the Screech. And you have to... What's that?
I'm going to kiss a fish live on Facebook.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. I'm getting screeched in, ladies and gentlemen.
So the first thing is I have to ask you if you want to become an honorary Newfoundlander, and the appropriate response is yes, boy.
Yes, boy.
Okay, you got to do better than that. So let's start from the beginning.
All right.
Okay? Because if you don't get it right, we're not doing this. So, do you want to become an honorary Newfoundlander?
Yes, boy.
That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Okay. So the next question that you have to answer, and this one's a little more technical, I'm going to put on the accent, is I'm going to say, is you a screecher? And when I say, is you a screecher, you have to say, indeed it is me old cock, and long may your big G draw.
What? It did my answer. Blah, 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 blah.
May I slow that down for you?
Please.
So, indeed I is me old cock, and long may your big jib draw. But let's try it again. So, indeed I is me old cock, and long may your big jib draw. So, is you a screecher?
Indeed me is your old cock, and long me
your big jib draw.
Your big jib draw.
Okay, with a little coaching, you did quite well. So that's good.
All right.
Passed. Now, in the absence of a real cod, I have found a substitute.
Sorry.
So, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Okay, you have to kiss. You have to kiss. Okay, well done. Well done. That'll count. It's not quite as problematic as kissing a real cod. Many people urge at that part. And now the easy part.
All right.
Part is you have to have a shot of Newfoundland Screech.
What? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, sometimes the dark rum of Newfoundland Screech gets washed out in the virtual conversion. So are you ready? Here you go.
I'm ready. Pass it over.
Okay, you ready? There you go. Done.
Shot.
Well done. Well done.
So
that's it. That's how easy it is to become a Newfoundlander. You just have to be a nice person, say a few words, drink some rum, and we all love you. So I have made up a certificate for you.
That's amazing.
Signed, and I will pass it on.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I'm just going to hand that over, and you're all set.
Yeah!
Where did that come from?
I'm a Newfoundlander.
So you are an honorary Newfoundlander. Now you actually have to come here and hang out and visit. So
I would absolutely love to.
When things get lifted a little more, you both have to come and visit the clinic and visit all our staff. Nathan's been here before. You have to come, and we'd love to have you. So you can actually have a real shot of Screech together when you come.
I would absolutely love that. I know both Nathan and I would really love that.
And just to add to that, people, if you're out in the Newfoundland, St. John's area, the Landells Clinic has just done some renovations. I was lucky enough to be sent some photos by Catherine, and it looks amazing. So if you get a chance, go check it out, especially when COVID dies down. Go check it out because it's looking beautiful. And congratulations on the renovations, Dr. Landells.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on an incredible season and the launch of season 2. And I would love to drop in anytime.
Awesome.
So good luck with the rest of the show, and you guys are amazing, and it's been such a joy to work with both of you. Cheers.
You're a legend, mate. You take care.
All the best. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations, George. Congratulations. You made it.
That's amazing. Boy,
Well,
that burnt all the way down, you know? I mean,
I can imagine. So let's get going, George. Let's start talking about the season because we've got some guests. I can see our guests lined up. We've got Dr. Julia Carroll and Dr. Chilukuri sitting in the background. But let's talk about the first week.
all right, week 1.
Week
Wow.
1 of season 1. We started off with the magnificent Dr. Corey Torgerson. Now, what can you remember from that interview, George?
Honestly, the one thing that stuck out with me from that interview, when you and I sat down and we made all the questions, one of the most common questions that we thought, you know, this isn't going to mean much, it's just going to roll over, but it's going to get the conversation warmed up, was the question when it came to people's names,
Yes.
how they were named, who they were named after, and what their names meant. So Corey Stephen Torgerson stands for Cave Dweller Victor, son of Thor. Like, I love it. Like, when I see him now, I just want to be like, hello, son of Thor. That's all I want to say. Hello, Dr. Son of Thor. You know? I was blown away by how cool his name was, and I was blown away by his conversation about how much beauty means to him and aesthetically pleasing items mean to him. It was a really cool interview with him and a great way to launch the first season.
It was. Now let's move over to the wonderful, beautiful Dr. Romy Sable. Now, she was hilarious, to be honest. And I want you to talk to us about her wonderful story as she was dressed up as a cool girl going to an acting shoot. What happened to her, George?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I got to say that Romy Sable was probably one of my favorite interviews the whole season. Because it was just such a hoot. We got her right at the beginning of lockdown. She was kind of dealing with all the kids at home and the husband and her business not doing anything at the current time. And she was all revved up and just had so much to say. But that story has stuck with me. So for our viewers that haven't watched the episode, please go out and watch this episode. It's actually worth watching just to hear the story. But when she was in medical school during her residency as well, she was working as an actress, and for one of the film shoots or one of the movies she was in, she was dressed as a lady of the night, as a call girl or an escort. So she's in this really provocative outfit with provocative shoes, and she gets pulled over by not one cop car, but 3 cop cars in the middle of the day on Queen Street. And it's such an amazing story. I can't even do it justice trying to recap it. You have to watch it to get it. Romy, if you're out there watching right now, we miss you. We adore you. And we'd love to have you back on anytime just to talk about that story again. A quick shout out to Lynn Fenton that's saying hello. Hi, Lynn. And our girl, Vanessa. Vanessa, we love you. We miss you. I hope you're well. Mwah. Who else did we have? Damien Akvi.
Yeah, he was a legend. Like his chair, well, should I say his throne?
It was a throne. It was a total throne. Everybody that messaged us about the show was like, did that guy have a throne? He's got a throne. He's got an aquarium. He's got a candy station. And he's got a 6-foot-tall, life-size Darth Vader in his clinic. I mean, this is one of the most bomb clinics I've ever seen. And it's all his eccentricities put in one. And he's just such a great guy and such a cool interview. But the throne, you know, we're going to need 10 full scripts to get me a throne for season 2.
100%.
That's what we could have budgeted in season 2 for sure.
I remember you asking early doors if that was in our budget, but it definitely wasn't. But
not then, maybe now. Maybe now.
If
Maybe
you're
now. If you're out there watching and you want to sponsor a throne for me, not for Nathan. Okay? All right, there can't be two queens in this castle. I will gladly take the throne. You can put your logo right at the top of the throne there. I won't have a problem. We can work it out. I want to go to our next guest, who I know is backstage, and I've got a surprise from her. She's either going to hate me for this. She might even hang up while I'm saying this right now. She's like, "What is he going to do to me?" You can see her face
right now. She's looking scared. I can see her backstage right now. She's saying,
I will say that I called her at 6:30 to warn her about what I was going to do to her, and she was so busy she didn't answer. But we do have her on the show. She's going to hate me for life, but I absolutely love her, and she is a closet karaokeer and a really good one. Welcome to the show, one of my favorite dermatologists in Toronto, Dr. Julian Carroll.
What the hell? See, I had a surprise guest for you, but now I don't know.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I don't know. I'm terrified.
No, don't be terrified. Don't be terrified. You're gonna absolutely love it,
Okay.
right? So, season 1, you were on the show. You great interview. I learned so much about you that I didn't know. But one of the things I learned about you is that you've got an amazing singing voice.
Depends on the song.
Well, you were singing 7 by Prince.
Yes.
And it was really good. And I figured you love Prince.
I do love Prince.
You do love Prince. So will you join me?
Prince back?
Will you join? Oh, I wish I could, right? I wish I could. Will you join me in a little live karaoke?
Of course.
Yeah! All right. Ready? Here we go. Let's try this.
Are there lyrics? Don't be beautiful, but turn me on. I just need your body, baby. Where are you, George? Dusk till dawn.
You don't
need experience. It's not my best song.
pretend on.
I have one. Just leave it all up to me. I'm gonna. I don't know this one so well. Here we go.
All right.
You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular size I'm more compatible with. I just want your the time and your.
Woo! Hey!
Your guest.
Oh, wow.
We were going to show you our COVID mouse.
Oh,
little
wow.
mouse.
Okay.
This is Gus, my mouse.
Okay.
And I heard there's a big happy birthday for you for the weekend.
Yeah.
Happy
But-
birthday. Is your mouse's name Gus Gus? Is that what you said, Gus Gus?
Yeah, Gus. We talked about it on the show, so we were supposed to bring him out, but he likes to bite me.
From
Oh.
Cinderella?
From Cinderella, yeah.
That's right. That's amazing.
Okay, put him back.
So, talking about Cinderella, have you been for Cinderella drinks? You introduced me to this concept.
Oh, Cinderella drinks. We haven't yet. I've been crazy busy, and I haven't actually gone for drinks after work yet. But I have a couple dates actually lined up next week, so looking forward to that.
Oh, well, let's make it 3. Let's plan one because I would love to have a drink with you on a patio before the summer's over.
Mm-hmm.
We can make Nathan drive all the way down from Ottawa to have one.
Yeah. You're coming to Toronto.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Carroll, tell me how work has been with all the changes. Have you guys settled into a nice rhythm? Are you operating at full speed? You know, are you being held back? What's going on?
We had a crazy June, like one of the biggest months we've ever had. It was nuts. July slowed down a little bit. I think people have gone up to their cottages. But, you know, it was what we really, I think COVID allowed us to do was really focus on what do we love doing? What kind of patients do we love seeing? So we're seeing less patients. Everyone is spread out. Okay, Bye-bye. And so we're spending more time with patients, but we're doing more of the things we love to do. So June was so fun. So fun to see all the patients. My staff have been amazing. Yeah, I can't complain.
I keep saying to Nathan that, you know what, I'm going to hop on my bike one day because I'm only about, 15-minute bike ride from your clinic. I'm going to come by and I'm going to say hi. Nathan's like, are you sure? Are you sure you should go to the clinic? Maybe they have special staggered stuff and when to come.
Take your temperature. We'll ask you questions, but then you're welcome.
Absolutely. I want to see everybody. I miss the whole team there.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we've hired 4 new people since January.
Wow.
We made some little shifts in, who we have assisting us and things like that. And so, yeah, we can't complain. We're looking for an esthetician.
Whoever's out there watching the show right now, looking for an esthetician if you're looking for a job.
Yeah, someone who'd rather work than be on SERP.
One of the best clinics in Toronto. It is a massive opportunity, actually, if somebody could get in there. So that's great. Full-time or part-time?
Full-time.
Full-time.
Yeah.
Great news. Talk to us about CAM.
Oh, CAM. So CAM is the Canadian Association of Aesthetic Medicine, for people who don't know, and I'm very proud to be serving as the president right now. And because of COVID, we obviously have to switch. Usually we have our conference in October. It's live, and it's a family kind of event. When it's the most exciting part of it is, obviously we love the scientific content, but for me, it's getting everyone back together again, connecting all the, physicians from across Canada. And I just think if you're practicing aesthetic medicine, you definitely should be a member of CAM. It is a gem of a conference. And we really partner well with our industry partners. So if you're looking to purchase anything, expand your offerings, everyone is there. But this year we're going to go virtual. So wow. I'm not going to fully announce right now, but we have an amazing co-host completely outside of the industry who's going to really help us shake things up. There's going to be a lot of business content, and the concept behind this year's conference is it's every year I want it to be like this, but really focus this year. I want people to go home with things they can do first thing Monday morning to make things better for themselves, their staff, and their patients.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. Congratulations. That's a huge shift going to virtual. Has it been tough to coordinate?
I think we're all getting used to it. But, we really wanted to offer something a little bit outside of the box because there's a lot available online right now. Some is free, some is not. So we think that we're going to have a really cool offering that people will jump at the chance to participate in.
That's amazing. Before I thank you and let you go, I have one more question. Everybody's doing Zoom calls. Everybody's doing live feeds like this. Everybody's doing live Instagram, live Facebook. Everything's virtual right now. Give me 3 skin tips to look smashing on every live.
Okay. Well, you, George, clearly know ring light.
Ring light.
What?
See the difference? Ring light, no ring light.
Ring light.
No ring light. I think really important, not just about Zoom, but I'm actually cutting back everyone's neuromodulator Botox a little bit. I think we need to be able to express because you've only got this much space to get your message out. So we're cutting back on that. And then, we've been doing a lot of combo lasers. We have a laser treatment called the Illuminator, which is 2 different lasers together for pigment resurfacing redness, just really bringing back your natural, beautiful color because you don't really want a lot of makeup for these things. So I think light on the Botox, really great looking skin, and a ring light, maybe some pink lipstick, and you're good to go.
Beautiful. I love that. And for anybody out there that wants to see Dr. Julia Carroll, or even her partner, Dr. Sonia Cook at Compass Dermatology, because she's lovely as well, I want you to go to compassdermatology.ca. And if you have a question you'd like to send Dr. Julia Carroll, head over to her personal Instagram. She's very active on there. She's open to answering all questions. It's best to go in the clinic and meet for consultation, but it's a good way to get the conversation going at Dr. Julia Carroll. We absolutely loved having you.
Don't expect me to sing on Instagram.
I can't wait till we go for real karaoke where there's no internet delay.
I know. I think you just left me hanging out there.
I will sing live. When we go live, I will sing. But I didn't want to sing too much right now. We want the viewers to stay on. I don't have your voice, and I haven't been drinking. I need some of those Cinderella drinks. Atta girl. I had one shot. I'm not gonna lie. I had a shot of rubs.
I saw that. Long may your big jib drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it. Look at my certificate. I'm a stranger. I'm in. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys for doing this. It was a lovely, you guys took the mask off of doctors in their clinics. That's what you did. You let everyone kind of see all the doctors behind their clinic mask, and it was really a special thing to be a part of. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. Please say hi to everyone at the clinic, and I'll see you soon in person.
Please do.
Mad love. I adore her.
She's
like,
awesome.
I absolutely adore her. Like if I was in her shoes and somebody put me to karaoke like that, I'd probably kick their ass. Now, she could be nice to me because we are on Facebook Live. And I might be getting an ass whooping when I get to the clinic, but what a champ. She totally went for it. I absolutely love how down to earth she is.
She's awesome. She really is. And let's talk about some of the amazing females in our industry. And we were lucky enough to highlight them early on in the Skinterviews season. When we did Women's Week at Skinterviews. And this was amazing because to start off Women's Week, we weren't actually planning to do this, but we got challenged, George, for the first year, didn't we?
We did.
Can you tell us a little bit about that challenge?
So going back to Romy Sable, we're watching Romy Sable. We're doing Romy Sable's interview. And at the end of every interview, we were asking, tell us somebody you'd like to see on the show or like us to interview on the show. And halfway through the show, one of her idols, somebody that she really looks up to, was Dr. Doris Day. So I said to her, while she's sitting there, I'm like, and I'm like, well, what about Dr. Doris Day? And she's like, oh no,
you're not big enough.
She just did Kelly and Ryan, and there's no way. You're not big enough. Quote unquote, she goes, maybe when you're huge.
Exactly.
So I remember, and if Vanessa's still watching, my friend Vanessa here, at one of our national sales meetings when we were working at our previous job, made this amazing quote that she says, play to win. Play to win. You just got to keep going till you win. So, of course, we get off this, and I get all fired up, and you know me, and I send Doris Day a message on Instagram. And I said, somebody just mentioned your name, and we'd love to get you on Skinterviews. And I think within minutes, she responded back saying, I would love to.
Yep.
And we were totally dumbfounded. We're like, okay, what do we do now? We're not huge. We're not anything. We're two guys out of our homes with a few lights on and a little bit of makeup and trying to figure out what we're doing. And I can't express to everybody, I mean, even if you watched the interview, if you didn't, it was backstage, the preparation, getting ready for the interview, how humbling, how kind, how well-mannered and good-natured this woman is. And I mean, she could have been a diva. She could have been all about it. She's got a massive following. She's huge in the US. And she was just so down to earth and so willing to do this show that no one at the time really had ever heard of. I mean, if Romy Sable was, I think, our second recorded interview, we had basically put 2 episodes on air, and she was like, I'd love to do it and help you guys out. Like, there was no doubt in her mind she would do it. And it was so amazing having her on. Just inspiring. She was really inspiring as a person. And Women's Week was special for me.
It was special. And the beauty about it is she actually put us on to Dr. Sandra Lee. And she's also introduced us to some guests that we're going to be interviewing in season 2 as well. So
absolutely.
If you're listening, Dr. Doris Day, we love you. And thank you so much, because you really helped set up this first season of Skinterviews for us. So the next guest, we went to out west for the first time to a very successful dermatologist and Dr. Shannon Humphrey. Now, what can you remember from her, George?
So before we get over to Dr. Shannon Humphrey, I want to say, if Doris Day is watching, I made her promise that we were going to go watch Moulin Rouge together in New York City when everything gets better. So the minute this COVID stuff's over, I'm flying in. If Nathan doesn't come, that's his problem. And we got a date for Moulin Rouge. It might be better if Nathan doesn't come because he sings out loud to all the Broadway songs and people get really annoyed and stuff. So, Doris Day, if you're watching, we adore you. Thank you so much. Shannon Humphrey, I will never forget this interview because it was very quick to set up. We showed her all the stuff, and we get to do the interview, and in comes Shannon Humphrey with the most perfect skin I've ever seen. Like, it was skin like a porcelain doll, and I'm sitting there in front of a dermatologist with a sunburn on my nose, and I'm thinking to myself, she is going to reach through the screen like this and just go whoosh. And I was waiting for it, and she was just so kind. She acted like it wasn't even there. She let it go right over her head. It was an amazing interview, and she was so lovely as well. And I loved how we went all the way to the West Coast. She was our first West Coast interview, right?
She was. Yes, she was. Yes.
And I'll never forget the view too out of her office.
It's the most beautiful view. I've been lucky enough to be there, and it's a stunning view looking back over Vancouver City. Wowee. You don't get much better than that unless you go out to Whistler to see another guest that we'll talk about a little bit later in the show. So
right.
we've talked about Dr. Julia Carroll. We've had her on the show. Our next guest was the famous Dr. Sandra Lee, a.k.a. Dr. Pimple Popper. Now, this was probably one of the most nerve-wracking interviews for me. What do you think, George?
You were pretty stressed out leading up to it. I was pretty much in awe, and I want to say that Dr. Sandra Lee or Dr. Pimple Popper was probably the most commented on and the most watched interview we got. I mean, she's got a massive following, and what she does for a living as a dermatologist, she's focused on probably what's only 2 to 5% of her entire practice. But people are popaholics. I am a popaholic. I love watching this stuff. My sister loves watching this stuff. I mean, we even talked about it during the show. But what I loved most about her is she's like this little badass, down-to-earth, girl's girl dermatologist she was fun. She was totally fun. I mean, the story she was telling us, you would never hear that had we not had something like Skinterviews.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So it was just wonderful interview to be part of. She had some funny stories, like really, really funny stories. So if you get a chance, follow us, look us up on YouTube and Facebook, and go back to that episode because it's definitely an episode worth watching. And also check her out on her show as well. She's got her own show, and it's if you like being a popaholic, you'll love watching some of her content.
Absolutely, popaholics are. I don't know about anybody else watching, but those videos are point of arguments in my household with my better half. I love watching. My better half doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Doesn't want the volume on. Doesn't want to hear the pop. Doesn't want to hear the sound. And I'm all into it. The bigger, the messier. Anyhow, we have a live comment from Gary James saying, "Show me some skin." Gary, that's about all you're gonna get.
There we go, Gary.
I don't know. It is Skinterviews, but we got to keep it rating PG. So
my daughter might be watching tonight, actually. I hope she's still in bed, but
if Isa, if you're watching, I love you. Uncle George loves you. Love you.
Well, and the last guest on Women's Week is Dr. Julie Khanna, and we're lucky enough I can see her backstage. We're going to talk to her soon, so we'll talk a little bit about a bit more about her when we get to her. But I think it's time to bring out our next guest, George. And we're going south. We're going south for this next guest. Yeah.
South. Okay. Where are we off to?
We're going to
H-Town, Texas, Beyonce land.
We are.
All right. We got Dr. Suneel Chilukuri. Oh, we're getting.
Oh, here we go. Just put you up.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah,
there you are.
Now.
I don't want to make too much noise back here, especially in the Wild West. We're shooting off guns and making sure we're all taking care of our properties out here.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing? You guys look like you're having a lot of fun.
We're having a great time. Your skin is giving me a run for my money, though. I got to fly down to Texas to have you. I got to match that skin. Look at that skin.
You're already there, my friend. You're there. I just have to learn how to use filters. That's all. I need you smooth.
That's it. How's everything going? How's life?
Good. We've been so blessed, and I've been getting all kinds of lovely texts, just making sure we're doing okay, especially with being a COVID hotspot. I think we're on the race of trying to beat out California and Florida combined. We always want to be number one in Texas. And so in this case, I said, let's go down to like 50 out of 50 states. Let's try for that. But no, the rest of my colleagues out there aren't agreeing with me. So it's a little bit crazy, but we're staying safe. That's all we can do.
Good to hear.
Howard, we're looking that in Canada and we were just talking about at the beginning of the show, specifically in the province that we're in, which is equivalent to the state. Our cases are now finally slowly starting to decline. They go up by 20 or down by 20, give or take. What is going on from a medical perspective in states like California, in Texas, in Florida? Where is it going wrong?
I don't know if I can say exactly where it's going wrong, but I can tell you a couple of things. We had massive protests. We had the George Floyd funeral, so there's a lot of people that are there. We're Texans, so what ends up happening is people are still getting out and barbecuing, they're drinking. So we have people that are in better or more close contact, so I think that's part of the issue. And literally, like right after Memorial Day, we knew there was going to be a spike, and sure enough, 2 weeks later, there was a spike. We were hoping that by July 4th, that would kind of calm down. But in between Memorial Day and July 4th, we had the whole George Floyd event and the funeral. So I think that definitely contributed to part of it. The other thing that you have to remember is it's not just Houston, we're a metropolitan area, but south of us by the border, we have so many people that are in the border towns that are ill. And unfortunately, what you're seeing on the news is quite true with there's refrigerated trucks trying to come and store the bodies. It's not good.
Wow.
It's not good. So it's a little bit overwhelming. I can tell you that I'm proud of Houston and Harris County. We have Judge Hidalgo. She's a young lady in her late 20s who was elected into judgeship, and she's doing a fantastic job really kind of looking at the data, seeing how she can help the rest of society out here. Now, that of course makes her a little bit unpopular, but it is a neat opportunity for her to take a leadership role in this type of thing. And I think you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. That's the problem.
Absolutely. Tell me about how what's going on right now has affected the business. Because I know when we first met during season 1 Skinterviews, right at the beginning, we were kind of at a different state. It was kind of like a little bit of lockdown, a little bit of slowly starting to turn around. And now are you still in lockdown or are you operating? How's it working out?
So we are consistently worried about going back into a full lockdown state. Last Friday, I was getting messages from Austin, which is our state capital, and talking about insider information that we might get a shutdown by Friday evening. So we were all kind of figuring out what to do and what's our next step and how can we survive another shutdown. And so far, they've held off. We're hoping that the numbers will stabilize or start at least on the decline. I think if we at least stabilize, we're going to be halfway there. That means people are wearing masks more seriously. In terms of patient volume, we pride ourselves in our Refresh Dermatology family. I know I had the opportunity to describe that to you both last time. It's truly a family. And so we have a limited number of people that we allow into our little family here. And everybody wants to be safe and careful. So we're still limiting our visits, in-person visits, to 25 to 30% of our normal capacity. Wow. And that's just so we can make sure that everybody has some privacy. When they're coming in, there's plenty of time to sterilize the photo rooms. That's really the lockdown area. That's the kind of the bottleneck that's there. In terms of each one of the rooms, we're blessed. We have 6 rooms now. And so each one is fully sterilized and ready to go. So it's been interesting from that perspective where patients still want to come in. What's crazy is how many new patient referrals that we're getting. I think our this little bit of an approach, I think Shannon Humphrey and I share a very similar approach where it's not just a unit here or a syringe there. It's about what's the overall package. How do we make sure that their skincare, their technology, and what we're doing from a structural as well as superficial standpoint go together. And so our results are lasting so much longer when people are going in, they're seeing their friends. They're like, wait a minute, I just went last week, but you look better than me and you haven't gone in 3 or 4 months. What's the difference? And so we're getting a lot of referrals, which is interesting. Yesterday, we had the pleasure of seeing somebody that drove in from 2.5 hours, and she was just texting me as I was sitting backstage, and she's so excited. She got sent by a physician who's an ophthalmologist, and I met him probably 12 years ago, and I haven't heard any squeak from him in the last probably 5 or 6 years. So he sends this lovely lady in, and it turns out not till like the end of the treatment session, which is about an hour later, we're chatting, having a good time. I said, well, so how do you know Dr. Provenzano? And that's when she says, well, actually, we're dating. I said, oh my God. Okay. So it was lovely to see. And she just sent a text saying, you know, even my boyfriend is really excited. He could already see a change. And I said, well, don't worry. This is only day one. It's less than 24 hours. Wait till you see what happens over the next 4 weeks. And we're going to continue to enhance what's going on there. We had the opportunity to take care of another lovely lady. She owns a high-end salon, and she was referred by another hair salon owner. And she said, wait a minute, where do you go? Because you're 38, you still look like you're 22. So she came, and we treated her for the first time this last Friday using a new product that's going to be coming into the U.S., and it's here already. It was FDA cleared 2 years ago, but it's being partnered with Revance, and it's called Teosil, which I think that you guys already have up there, Teosil 1, 2, 3, 4. And so 2, 3, and 4 have been FDA cleared, and we're going to have the opportunity to launch that. So they gave it to a few of us early to kind of teach the rest of the society in the US anyway, what's going to happen. So we brought her as a model, and she said that just today she actually had 4 comments saying how rested she looks and how good she looks. And she knows that we're close to new patients. She said, I had several people ask if they can come see you, and I'm weeding them out for you. So, you know, to have that kind of, what I say is really not just brand loyalty, but brand ambassadors, I think is phenomenal. So it makes for such an amazing day. So right now it's almost 8 o'clock here in Houston. It's almost 9 o'clock your time. And we have so much energy because we have wonderful Refresh Dermatology family members like that. I think it's amazing.
I love that. I love that. And you touch on something there that I absolutely love hearing, because when we think about you being in Texas and we think about Shannon Humphrey being in, you know, Western Canada and BC, I love hearing that, you know, there is communication between a lot of the guests we've had on season 1 of Skinterviews, and that there's a lot of this camaraderie as colleagues in the industry. We love hearing that as being people that were on the outside, as reps, as business development managers, as educators, to hear how well connected all our doctors are.
No, it's
Your family as well?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for asking. Actually, they're at a outdoor birthday party for somebody that just turned 13, a little child. And so they're socially distancing. They're in the pool in one corner. And I'm sure that the what do we say? Mom tails, the cocktails for moms are flowing right now.
I love that. Well, I want to say a massive thank you for being on season 1 of Skinterviews. It's truly a pleasure getting to know you. I hope that we will get you back for another season. And I hope that you might take one more new patient. Never make it down to Texas.
You guys don't need anything, but I'll show you how to put the filter on. I'm learning myself. My team's teaching me.
All right, you're going to email me all the instructions step by step.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. You have a great night.
So much. Please follow Dr. Suneel Chilukuri at Refresh Derm on Instagram, and of course at Refresh Dermatology. Thank you so much for being on, Dr. Chilukuri.
Appreciate you guys. Congratulations on the new move too.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Take care.
He's lovely, eh?
He's awesome. Awesome. And it's great to have Americans on the show, and we're going to have a lot more Americans in season 2. We've already got 5 or 6 lined up, which is kind of exciting, isn't it, George? Yeah. I'm really excited for season 2. Let's go next. We're gonna go to the surgeons and the physicians and the one nurse that we interviewed on Skinterviews. So we started with the first surgeon. Obviously, after Women's Week, we had Dr. Julie Khanna on, but the first surgeon, male surgeon, we had Dr. Ashlyn Alexander. Now, he had a sleeping problem, George.
He did. He mentioned that he falls asleep everywhere. He's even fallen asleep on a date, which I absolutely love that he said. I got to tell you something about Dr. Alexander. When the minute the show aired, I got within a week 3 calls of people that knew clients that go to him, or they were clients that go to him, and just talked about how amazing his bedside manner is. And I mean, the one thing I wanted to be was like, did he fall asleep? You know, but no, he's actually such a great stand-up guy, and he's so well educated, and he's just so kind. He's so gentle, you know, and he's brilliant. It was great having him on. I see up next there is if there was a rock star of the version of plastic surgeons, like Brent Howley is a rock star of a plastic surgeon.
How good was it when his partner Lindsay came into the interview?
That's the best, when husbands and wives and partners come in on the interview and interrupt. It's my favorite thing. But what a great interview he was. He was so comfortable, so confident, and just so great to have around. It felt like you were literally sitting in his living room with him, which is so good.
He was. He's just such a welcoming guy. I'm lucky enough to have been able to go out to Moncton and see him on numerous occasions. Just such a great guy to sit down and have a beer with and chat about anything. He's just a wonderful guy, and his clinic, phenomenal people there as well in Moncton. So if you're in the Moncton area, hit up Dr. Brent Howley in the clinic there and go take a visit there. Now this next one, she's a real firecracker.
Oh, she's my girl.
So much energy. And she had a wonderful story about a physician exam when she was at medical school. So how did it go again, George?
So she was staying at a hotel to go write her medical exams, and she got locked in the bathroom of the hotel. Something happened with a door handle, and she was completely locked inside the bathroom and couldn't get out to go write her exam.
No towel either. No towel, and she was completely naked.
Completely naked, no towel. And she actually said because of that, it stayed with her that if she goes to people's houses, she doesn't close the door fully when she goes to the bathroom. Which I love that she would say that, because I could totally see her doing it. She's an amazing, amazing woman. Dr. Stacy Weber, and she's just the way she was on camera is exactly how she is in her practice and in real life when you talk to her. So lovely to meet her. I see Dr. Julia Carroll and Colleen Wilkinson are loving Dr. Chilukuri's comment on mom tales that his wife was having with the kids. So I hope everyone out there right now is having a mom tale, because I had that one shot of rum and I'm like ready for an entire other shot of rum. I'm not going to show maybe I did show the label by accident. Oh well. Maybe they'll come on and be like, you shouldn't have done that, but that's okay.
Now, speaking of views and beautiful scenery from Dr. Shannon Humphrey out west, well, I've been lucky enough to go out to Dr. Sarah Kenner's clinic, and we got to interview her from her home in Whistler, right in the thick of COVID. And she had a beautiful background scenery of the forest out in Whistler. And this was another guest whose husband came on the show, and they actually told us a story about their first kiss. And can you remember that story, George?
You know what? I don't remember it. I remember that they were working. Were they on the police force?
They were both. So he was high up in the police at the time, and she was one of the physicians in the police force, and I think they went to a ball or a party.
She was in forensics, right?
Yes, she was.
It was just kind of cool.
They were pashing or French kissing in the corner of the party in front of all their colleagues.
I love it. She was a fun interview. She had a really cool sense of humor, and she was totally loving it. I remember the dogs in the background too, and the pianos. Yeah, it was lovely. I want to get out there. I've never been to Whistler.
I know, and
I think it happened.
And if you're out at Whistler at any stage, go check out Whistler Aesthetics and Dr. Sarah Kenner, because her clinic's amazing. Another clinic that she's just done renovations. It's becoming a bit of a theme, I think. And then the next guest, our only nurse of season 1. So hopefully we can get some more nurses for season 2. This is my girl from Skin Talks, Nurse Andrea. If you're listening, Andrea, you know we love you. She's just an awesome girl from the Halifax, Truro area in Nova Scotia. I hope all the girls out in Truro, Vibe and Vitality are looking after themselves. And I can't wait to get out to the Nova Scotia area to see you guys when we get the chance. And speaking of someone else that we love,
wait, quickly. What's going on with Skin Talks? I haven't seen any Skin Talks.
we're actually waiting till the winter
What?
to do another
I
episode.
love Skin Talks.
I know, but summer we're allowing people to do their thing and enjoy the social distancing outdoors. When it gets a little bit colder, we're going to come back with some more episodes of Skin Talks.
All right. I'll let you off the hook.
Yeah. So let's go to our next guest, shall we?
Yes. Can we get her on here because I really want to see her.
So our next guest tonight is Dr. Julie Khanna.
Hey.
Hello. Oh,
Hey guys, how are you?
good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. Congratulations. You made quarantine better, and you did a lot of fun things, and you got into new adventures. So wow. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
love your hair. It's gotten so long.
Yeah, it hasn't been cut. The girls are still dyeing it for me, but
It looks
still be careful.
It looks gorgeous. Don't cut it. I love it.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
So
So did you guys have a great time doing this? Obviously.
we absolutely loved it, and it was made by people like you, Dr. Khanna. Like the personalities we got to meet. Like obviously we knew people like you beforehand, but getting to know you guys a lot better and finding out like how creative a lot of the professionals are in the industry, how loving they are to their patients, and getting to know more about their families. It was nice because we were in an uneasy time with COVID, and we still kind of are. And it was just nice to know that everyone was going through it, and this industry was one big family during the time. So it was wonderful.
No, we're very lucky. Very lucky to be part of this crowd. There's no question.
100%. So let's talk about the wonderful number 25, because
I know. Is that crazy?
you're celebrating two things. One, this month, you're celebrating being a fellow in the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, 25 years.
25 years.
Congratulations.
I know. Everyone was talking about how old they were, and I'm like, I think I was brought on as the old girl on this whole thing. I'm trying to think if there was anybody older. First, I was looking at all the surgeons, and there was no other female surgeon. And then I was going, who was older than me? And I don't think anyone was.
Don't say that. Nobody knows. I mean, other than this 25.
No, you guys were talking about age. I am sure I was the oldest one.
I don't know.
At 54, anybody older than me?
Oh,
I don't know. This is it. You're gonna have to figure it out.
We
You're gonna have to
will.
let me know.
The question is, who looks older than you?
No,
Yeah, but
I ain't gonna say it.
we can't say that. I don't have Suneel's filters. I want his filters. Like, forget his cream, forget his treatment. I want the quick fix.
I know.
I'm
waiting for the email.
Okay, send it to me when you get it.
Of course, I'll share.
For
So
sure,
the
for
other
sure.
big congratulations is to you and Dr. Sapra, and we're getting Dr. Sapra on in season 2. And
I heard that.
And we would love you to maybe make a little secret appearance.
Oh, I'm in. I'm so in.
Just
I'll
to
definitely
keep
do
them
it.
honest. But we would like
I
to
will.
congratulate you because this year you guys have been in business together for 25 years at ICLS. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the clinic has been open for 25 years. I mean, different shapes, different places. It's expanded, and we're expanding again. Construction starts in hopefully in the next month and a half for the next phase. So we just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
it's fun.
And how's it been being back at work and getting back into your craft?
I have to tell you, I am not good at staying at home. I think I said it before, but I got the knife in my hand. My blood pressure dropped. My world realigned. I was a happy person. Just hand me my knife. I'm good. And I can deal with the rest. I can deal with distancing. I'm okay. I don't need to see people closer than 6 feet. That's fine. You have your champagne. I'll have mine. We're good. But that's it. Just give me my knife, and the world is a good place.
That's awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
I love that. You know what, we had out of all the clinics that I've worked with, I mean, I've always talked about how your practice is one of my favorite, both the way that you operate it and Dr. Sapra, and of course Karen and Katie, who I absolutely adore. And out of everyone in the whole industry, I called Katie and I was like, I miss you. Let's go meet up and have a social distant lunch. And we actually went and had lunch at a park at 6 feet apart, and we got cut up. And you know what? It's just everybody at your clinic, whether they are from the front desk at admin answering the phones, to helping in the rooms, to liaisons, to coordinators, to all the nurses, you know, they all hold this amazing ideal that you guys have implemented. And it really shows why you are at the top of your game 25 years in still. And that's
you're so kind.
Congratulations. It's not me trying to be kind or complimenting. It's anybody that visits your clinic will know exactly what I'm talking about from the moment they call to the moment they walk through the doors. And congratulations on that.
You know what, Chantel and I and Karen, we're cogs on a wheel. And without every cog on the wheel, it doesn't matter what we do. And our team is outstanding. And if you look, you know, think of how many employees we had 25 years ago. Karen, who is the clinic director, was my first hire.
Wow.
Her and I started on the same day. So when I graduated, her and I started. And you look at some of the other people. So she's been with me 25 years. Chris, 24 years.
Wow.
You know, our bookkeeper, 24 years. Kelly, 17 years. You know, Jennifer, one of our laser nurses, you know, 16 years. Like Brenda, my plastics nurse, 17 years. I mean, it's crazy. And if you think about how little the group was, I mean, now it's a really big group. But if you think about how little it was so far long ago, how many are still with us? It's amazing. And new team players. Wow, we've been so lucky, even in the last few months, to get these amazing team players, some who we didn't even get to meet until after sort of things calmed down a little bit. And they've been just great, like Lisa and some new people like that. It's been really amazing.
That's awesome. Congratulations again. And cheers to another 25 years and many, many more successes.
I appreciate that. We're looking forward to it. And we hope you guys are to come visit more and we hear more great things. And, you know, all of us at the office wish you so good luck in your new adventures.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khanna. You take care, and we'll talk to you very soon.
We will for sure. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Wow. We've had some amazing guests, haven't we?
I'm feeling all like I want to do it all again from the beginning. I don't know about you. Like, we were kind of like, oh, now what? Now I'm like, okay, let's get started right away on season 2.
You know what? It's good being back under the lights again, George. I'm loving it.
It is. I forget how teary my eyed get under the lights, though. It's a little rough here. All right, where are we going to next?
We're going to the derms.
Oh, there's Mr. Smiles. There's the 1,000-watt smile.
So,
Dr. Zaki Taher.
He was a bit of a smooth criminal, wasn't he?
Total smooth criminal. I mean, this guy was good on camera. He knew what to say. He was totally comfortable, totally confident. He had his team there with him. And what a smile he's got, eh? Total wattage.
Yep. And don't forget, like, he hosts one of the most amazing galas every year around the October time. I don't know if it's going to be happening this year because of COVID, but if you're in the Edmonton area, go check out Lucere Dermatology. Follow them on Facebook, because if you get an opportunity to go to that gala, it is something very, very special.
Absolutely. And I see over there we've got my Bon Jovi girl, who I'm a massive fan of her, Dr. Jennifer McIsaac. What a sweetheart.
She is. Like, that's just who she is. Such a sweetheart. Her and Richard have a wonderful clinic in my hometown, Ottawa, the capital. And it's just such an amazing family clinic. And they're two young professionals in this industry really paving the way. And I wish them all the success at the Ottawa Derm Centre. So if you're in the Ottawa area, look them up online at the Ottawa Derm Centre. And then obviously the two guys in the middle there, Dr. Chilukuri and Dr. Landells, we've already spoken to. So should we bring out our next guest, George?
Absolutely.
She's backstage. She's backstage. I can see her.
Oh, well, then don't bring her out. I want her to wait a little bit because I know that she gets frustrated. Look at it. I wish people could see her face. Is she making faces right now? I can't see you.
She's laughing. She's laughing. She's looking beautiful as always. But this girl's very special to us, isn't she, George?
She is. She's somebody that I started in this industry working with. She actually trained me and educated me when we started off in this industry. And beyond the industry, she is a phenomenal human being and a really great friend. Every time we get on the phone, we end up talking for about an hour, and we get caught up on every little bit of each other's lives. And it's always such a pleasure being around her because literally she is a ball of sunshine.
Let's bring her out.
All right, if we have to. Hi! Oh, wow.
You guys are the sweetest.
Wow.
How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
To compete with me?
The white and the tan, I saw you wearing white. I was like, I have to change my shirt. I saw you're all nice and tan. I was like, I got to add on the bronzer here.
Self-tanner.
Whoa.
Tanner.
How are you guys? How's the finale going?
It's been good. Have you been watching?
I've been watching. I've been giggling along. I've been really jealous about your Moulin Rouge dates that you're promising other doctors. I'm like, okay, we spent all these years together, and I never got a promised Broadway show together.
Well, I need a date.
You're not taking me?
I have zero plans moving forward. I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay, let's talk about how good looking you are for a second, just for 2 seconds. Like,
your hair's looking amazing, Linz.
Okay, well, it's because backstage when I came on for the podcast, you openly expressed your disappointment how my hair was straight and it wasn't the big and curly. So I was like, I got to do a big and curly for George today.
I did that.
I'm meeting demand. I'm meeting demand, George.
Wait a second. I said that your hair needed to be big and curly?
No, you were like, oh, I was expecting big and curly with your hair. And I was like, oh, I was planning on doing that. And I changed. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Who said that? Who said that about big and curly? That wasn't me.
Yeah, it was.
You're lying.
It was said out of love, I know.
Look, Dr. Julia Carroll sending a message in saying, love the do, Lindsay.
Dr. Carroll, since you're watching, I want you to know that when you were talking, I wrote in my to-do list for tomorrow to call you to book my Botox. I'm so behind the time with getting everything back up to date since COVID. My hair is not done. My nails aren't done. My Botox isn't in. I'm raw at a quarantine
you were
here.
going to call her for karaoke and drinks because you're pretty good at that.
Yes.
Yeah, Nathan knows.
I do know. Is there a place in Toronto where we can, you know what, I think governments need to be setting this up, an outdoor karaoke social distancing bar. Is it possible?
I love that. A bunch of us actually went to a social distant comedy show in a park, and they set up all these speakers and everything like that, and everyone was on their blankets and everything like that. It was awesome. So if they can do that, they can do anything. We can make it happen, Nathan.
We need to make it happen.
I love that. Dr. Carroll says, it's a date, looking fab as always, karaoke and Botox in clinic.
Love it. Yes, and yes, there.
I love that. Lindsay, how's your summer been, babe? Because I've seen Instagram stories. I've seen you cuddling with your special person and the puppy. I've seen you out on the lake. I mean, you're living the dream, babe.
Okay, well, I want to first say that I'm doing it very responsibly. But yes, trying to make the most of summer. Been renting cottages, going up to cottages with my boyfriend, with friends. We have another one rented for a full week in August. I'm so excited for. Just take advantage of being outside, doing whatever we can. Being active outside, everything like that. Just like you guys are doing, just making the most of it.
I love it. I really miss you, and I hope that I can see you soon. I know I'm not part of your social bubble, but I'd almost go get Botox to see you.
That can be it for us.
Yeah,
that will be the homecoming.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Talk to me about what Skinterviews was like for you and what it means to you.
I do think, Dr. Carroll did say it really beautifully that you took the masks off the doctors. So I love how you just humanized everybody. And I know I was coming into it with huge imposter syndrome that, I'm being interviewed and they're interviewing, Dr. Pimple Popper and Dr. Doris Day and all these huge doctors in Canada. And then here I am. But I really love the intention of just showcasing what everybody in the industry is doing and how we are all going through it together, and we're all, dealing with it and pivoting in different ways and with all the same intention and outcome. And I love how you did that, and you brought such a brightness and a spark to it that nobody else in the industry was doing. So I love that, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I love how you're taking it even a step further in season 2.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you on it. The one exciting thing about the Industry Fridays, which is what we're going to talk about in just a moment, was the people from our industry, people like yourself that came onto the show. And it was really cool to hear how all the different companies were pivoting and changing the way they were operating because of what was happening from COVID. We knew everything from like a doctor's perspective, but a lot of the industry people are the unsung heroes that we don't necessarily see or think about for the end consumer, let's say, and how they change their education systems. I know you were doing some wonderful things with Dermalogica and really setting the bar. And I have to say that your interview was one of the most watched interviews of the season.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I think it was probably my parents watching it and rewatching it, but I still love that. That makes me feel really nice.
Every time I'm not really big on TikTok, but I do go to TikTok every so often to watch the videos. And there's this one video, I don't know if you guys know anything about TikTok, but they do like duets. And there's a woman where it's the bottom half is like a cashier. And every time I see the cashier, the stereotype of the cashier with the nails and the gum, I think of you now. It's like 100% little Lindsay being 3 years old, dreaming of being a cashier so that she can have the long nails with a big hair and push all the buttons.
If that is the one thing that everyone takes away from my Skinterview episode, I'm a happy girl with that. I'm glad.
Oh, Lindsay.
What has it meant to you guys? What's your biggest takeaway from it?
That's a big question. Are you interviewing us on our live?
I'm trying to make this a two-way street here, guys.
Wow. Well, I'll take the gun on this one, and then Nathan can fill in the gaps. What it means to us, we started this out of nowhere in the middle of COVID. Nathan called me one day and said, I have an idea. And I said, okay, let me sleep on it while I play Candy Crush. I think that was the exact thing I said to him. And by 8 a.m. the next morning, I had a logo and we had questions ready to go. And he was like, oh, we're really doing this. I'm like, yeah, let's give it a shot. We've got nothing better to do. 3 months in, we also decided to take Skinterviews one step further, and we left jobs that we were both very successful at and decided to start our own company. So, Skinterviews has been life-changing for us, literally life-changing for us. We've put everything on a different level so that we can kind of come out of this and really focus on what it's been able to do for us. We started our own company called The Revenue Doctors. We're going into season 2 of Skinterviews. We're in production as we speak. We've gotten a sponsorship for season 2 because somebody else is seeing Skinterviews and believing in what it is more than even ourselves. And that's pretty magic. I mean, if you ask what it means to us, we get to meet with doctors and learn about their lives and their stories and see them in ways that, we see them outside of clinics, and you would never get to know these things. I mean, there's something really special there. And seeing everybody come on the show tonight, it's been emotional almost. Like, people are coming in and they're just so happy to spend 5 minutes out of their busy day, whether they're at home with their kids or they've had a 12-hour day at the office, or it's 9 p.m. in, Texas or whatever it is, just to come on and say thank you and be part of it for 5 more minutes. And no one's doing it for any added exposure. They're doing it because they genuinely had a really great time. And that's special.
Totally.
That's really special.
And it's big time. You know, I'm obviously doing it because I did have a great time, but big time because I want to support you both. And, you know, I care so much about you both. And, you know, we all have such a big history. And I know, Nathan, when we first started working together, you had such big ideas that in my head, I was like, I have to limit the amount of thought-provoking ideas I have because Nathan's actually going to hold me to it. And I don't know if I can keep up. And so I'm so proud that, you know, you're taking your ideas and running with it and doing something that impacts the whole industry. I think that is so special, and only you guys could do it and do it to this level. So it's really awesome to see. And thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
We love you. We love you. Thank you for being on.
Yeah. Thank you for being on, Lindsay. And I'm going to call you tomorrow because we need to catch up.
Anytime. Love it. And
yeah, I gotta go too. We gotta do some gossiping. We gotta get some gossiping done, Lindsay.
Yeah.
I don't gossip, George.
If you did, I would be calling you tomorrow. I want to tell Dr. Julie Carroll, if she's watching, that my best singing and duetting and karaokeing has been done with Lindsay Barras. And if you guys ever want to have a Disney cartoon sing-along, we are pretty good at it. I mean, we do Mulan, we do The Little Mermaid, we do Beauty and the Beast.
There is no shame in my Disney game when it comes to the karaoke. I'm in.
I love you so much, Lindsay.
We love you, Lindsay.
Okay, have fun tonight, guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you for coming on.
Bye, guys.
She's stunning, eh? Wow.
She's looking unbelievable. Wow.
What a knockout. What a knockout. All right, let's talk about Industry Fridays because I think we're getting to the end of our live here.
We are. Let's bring them up. We had 7 people from the industry.
What a lineup. Look at that lineup, eh?
It's a pretty good looking lineup there, isn't it, really?
It is. It is.
There's a lot of good-looking talent, and then obviously industry talent there. Let's start with our good mate Kyle Robertson.
Kyle Robertson. What a lot of people don't know about Kyle Robertson, and if you go back and you watch the interviews, Dr. Julia Carroll says, "Yes, I'm in for karaoke with Disney tunes." Yes. If you go back and watch the interviews, Kyle Robertson, who's a good friend of ours, was the first interview we did.
He was.
It wasn't released first, but it was our first interview. We actually used him. Kyle, if you're out there, thank you for letting us use you. You were a great sport to basically test and trial run our first show. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember ringing him because he was 5 minutes before helping him log in, and he was like, "Is this a video?" And so he had to go. He had to go have a shower and put a shirt on. He thought we were just recording it.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't looking his best.
No, his best. I think he had just been for a run or been to the gym or something or a workout or something, and he was like, "Yeah, I thought it was just a video or a recording."
And he was such a good sport about it.
He was.
Our next guy was
Probably
the funniest interview of the whole season. And you know what I loved about him is he came to the interview more prepared than any of our other guests.
100%. 100%. And that story about mummy and daddy hanging the paintings up on the wall. For those of you who know Mike, he's a good guy to catch up for a beer with. He's got probably 1,000,001 jokes, and he shared 3 or 4 beauties with us in that interview. It was tremendous.
It was amazing. We're talking, of course, about Mike Vivier. And what was really cool was at the time we were working for Vivier at the time, and it was a unique position to be in. Even though we knew him so well, to have him on the show and get to see another side of him through those questions. There's a lot we learned about the family too, because they're a family company and they're startup, and we got to see those never seen before photos of them preparing the solutions in their kitchen because they were a true family startup company. It was a brilliant interview, and I remember laughing the whole time. And we got off. I remember we talked before the interview. We were like, oh, is this one going to be a weird one? Is it going to be awkward? Are we going to get what we wanted out of it? And we got out of the interview. And the minute Mike left the studio, we were left the two of us. I remember saying that was the interview of the season.
Yeah,
it just felt really, really good.
It was brilliant. And talking about COVID and the circumstance we're in now and talking about shopping local, well, if you're in a position to shop local out there, the Vivier family is a wonderful local Canadian family to support when it comes to shopping for your skincare or any physicians out there that are looking for a new line of skincare.
That's right. And then we got Mr. Handsome hockey player Josh Black.
Yeah, he's just a cool dude, isn't he? He just oozes
totally bro bonding the whole interview.
Oh yeah, he would be like he's John Travolta off Grease. He really is. He's a smooth mover. I bet you he was the guy at school that always got the Sandy. Just everything about him is smooth. He's cool, calm, and collective. Yeah, I do have a bromance with Josh. You
do. You guys were sitting there totally bromancing, but then I was totally falling in love with Sasha Bordage, our next guest. So, you stabbed me in the heart when you cheated on me with Josh Black, but I stabbed you twice as hard in the heart when I got Sasha Bordage because I was absolutely loving her. She was so kind, such a stunner as well. She's gorgeous, so intelligent.
Just a beautiful person all around. And how good was it that from, I don't know how long it dated back, but everyone who's visited her house, she's got this tablecloth that she gets them to sign their name, and then she hand stitches their signature, and she leaves it on her table for every guest to see. I thought it was just such a wonderful idea.
Yeah, don't quote me on it, but I seem to think that she said she's been doing it for 16 years. It was either 6 or 16 years. She'll let us know if she's watching tomorrow, but that was a really cool story. And
speaking of hearts, this next guy probably has the biggest heart in the industry. He's known as J-Love, but JF Santamore, what a legend.
He's the gentle giant, man.
He is.
This guy's huge, but he's got a heart that's just as big. He towers over everyone in the room. And I loved listening to him talk about his dating stories.
During COVID. That was
during COVID, his dating stories. I hope if anyone's out there, any good girls, I'm going to do the matchmaker right now. JF, if you're still single, I'm doing it right now for you. Any good girls that are interested in JF, send Skinterviews a message. We're going to hook you up.
Yeah,
we're going to hook you up on a date. Of course, a socially distanced, safe date with masks, as always, until later times. But JF is a great guy, and he's a leader in our industry, and he's a pretty cool dude. He comes from a sporting background. I think he said he was 6'5" or 6'7".
No, I think he's taller than that. I think he might be 6'9". He's massive. Like I'm 6'3", and I come up to his knees.
Yeah, and I'm like 6'4".
And then speaking of industry, The Godfather.
Industry Hall of Fame, legit.
He is, and we interviewed him a lot earlier in the piece, but after the interview, we decided that he really had to end the season, didn't he? Being the godfather of the industry, and knowing that we were going to finish on an Industry Friday.
Yeah, and he's super special. And the one thing I noticed right away about him when his interview went up, his staff came out and expressed and shared the video of how much they adore him and they love him as an individual, both as a boss and a friend. We're talking, of course, about none other than Manny Kapoor, which was the episode we aired yesterday. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. It was a great interview. And, it's sad when I think that was the last interview of season 1, because tonight when I've seen everybody come back on, I've really missed it. And I'm so thrilled we are already in production for season 2. I mean, we haven't done our first interview yet. We have it lined up. We're not going to say the dates. The only person we've revealed so far that's going to be on there is Dr. Sheetal Sapra, because I like to watch him and Dr. Khanna fact check each other, which is super cute. And we've got an amazing lineup for season 2. Again, we've been blessed with sponsorship from Full Script. and the Full Script team. If you're out there and watching, Deborah and Cam, you've been absolutely amazing at helping set everything up, and we're really grateful and really appreciative of it. Nathan.
Yeah, so I think that's a great way to wrap up season 1. We're not going to hold people any longer. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all our guests, and thank you to all our viewers. You made our COVID experience and our Skinterviews experience something that we never dreamed of. 2 guys, putting together a video podcast on a shoestring budget in the middle of COVID to have a little bit of fun and highlight industry professionals turned into a dream for us. It turned into season 2, us opening our new business, and it gave us an opportunity to meet people better than we have ever met before. And some of the conversations we had even outside Skinterviews with industry people who we can't wait to get on this show have just been amazing. So a huge thank you from me to everyone. And I'll leave it with you, George, as always, to sign us off tonight.
Oh, wow. No pressure. Well, as always, my name is George Skandalis. You can follow me on Instagram at @the_skin_guy. You can follow Mr. Studley over this way here at Nathan Strom. Evie McGlera says, you guys are awesome. Can't wait for season 2. Evie, we think we're awesome too. Thank you so much. Evie, I'll call you as soon as I get off the live. And thanks for watching. I want to tell everybody that's watching, I loved what Dr. Carroll said. That she said we took the masks off our doctors. I mean, what a great quote. If you want to see any of the interviews of season 1, whether that is to see Dr. Carroll or Dr. Jennifer McIsaac from Ottawa or anybody, a local doctor from your city, because it's important that when you pick these professionals to be treated by, you really want to be able to find someone that you can attach to both professionally and personally, because it makes your overall experience of what you're going out to do that much more enjoyable. So I want you to head over to our new website, therevenuedoctors.com, which is the new business Nathan and I have started. And under the menu there, you will see a menu there for Skinterviews. We have every episode linked there. You can go watch them all again as many times as you want. Support your local businesses. They need it now more than ever. A lot of our clinics, a lot of our doctors, a lot of our medi-spas, a lot of the industry people right now cannot work at full operation at 100% because of the restrictions to ensure that we have safety protocols in place. So they need your business. They need your support. It is best that we help each other during these tough times. By that mantra is how we started Skinterviews. We wanted to do something during these difficult times to really highlight the great individuals that shape our industry. And through it, we got to highlight ourselves as well, because Nathan is a great individual that shapes this industry. And so we were able to create something super special. And we're here today closing our season 1. And I can't wait for what's to come in season 2. It is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. A big shout out, of course, to Full Script that's sponsoring and is allowing our dream to continue one step further. A massive thank you and a lot of love to all our season 1 guests. But none of it would make any sense. It would not be possible if it wasn't for all 80,000 plus views we got in our first season. We're hoping to double that in season 2, and we can only do that with all the love and support you continue to show us. Nathan, man, you know how I feel about you. I love you more than Lindsay.
I love you, brother. You're my brother from another mother.
Man, you're the best. Cheers, everyone. We'll see you in season 2. Stay tuned. We've got a lot to show you. Of course, you can reach out to us on Instagram at skin.terviews, and we will answer all questions. If you have a guest that you'd like to see on the show, or you have questions you'd like answered from someone that will be on the show, make sure you get to us before we see them. Make sure you let us know so that we can have your questions asked. We'll mention you by name, too, to make sure it gets answered. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of your families. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Follow regulations. And most importantly, take care of your skin or we'll kick your butt. Good night, everyone.
Bye.